Hey there, Aquarius. This is your ascendant forecast for the week ahead, going from Monday, the 1st of December, right the way through to Sunday, the 7th of December 2025. And this is the week of the full moon in Gemini. Now, this is a full moon in a fellow air sign. Obviously, you've got an air sign rising sign, or ascendant, as you might call it. And as such, I think this is actually really quite helpful. I love full moons in the 5th house. I think they really can bring in this invitation of romance and an invitation of passion, especially seeing as the sort of air sign motif is really emphasizing your own ascendant. So I'm quite excited. Now, this is also a week ahead whereby we're coming to the end of the pattern set up at the end of autumn. By that, I'm talking about the grand water signs, grand water trines even, that have been happening and then re-happening and re-happening. There's also been the Uranus oppositions. And of course, Uranus is one of your ruling planets. So yeah, I think we're coming to the end of something, Aquarius, and we're getting ready to start something new. And so what I want to do in this short forecast is pace you through it, give you some commentary on what I think is going on. And hopefully that will be of help in your week ahead. If you're new to this channel, by the way, my name's Louisa. So I'm kind of part astrologer, but also part channel. I do kind of channel the energies here. So yeah, let's bring up the slides now. And just before I go into the slides, I just want to say thank you to all the people that have historically and currently, the people that are supporting my channels. Thank you so much. So here it is. This is the first chart, and you'll see that the ascendant is indeed in the sign of Aquarius. This is a symbol for Aquarius. Now, if when you look at your chart, you see that you've got some Pisces as well as Aquarius in your first house, then this is a sign to also listen to the Pisces forecast. There'll be something of help in there as well. So these are the overall aspects in the week ahead as I see them from Monday the 1st to Sunday the 7th. So you'll see that, we're starting with a moon in Aries and going into Taurus on the 2nd. And then at the end of the week, you'll see that we've got the moon in the sign of Cancer. So yeah, we're going from this 3rd house right the way through to the 6th house. Now let's just go back to the beginning. I've gone the wrong way. Let's go back to that first chart. There it is. So yeah, as we're going into Monday, the moon is going to connect with Chiron. And to me, this is bringing up a little bit of a niggle of a current sort of a feeling of uncertainty, possibly insecurity, that comes up sometimes when you're out and about. What I would also say about it is it feels like you're ready to take some action. It feels like you've recently made some quite strong friends, people that you're very happy to collaborate with, people that I think feel quite protective, and people with whom you share a similar philosophy on life with. And so even though you might feel a little bit vulnerable on Monday, it's okay to connect to the people who you feel safe with. And then as the moon comes into the sign of Taurus on Tuesday the 2nd right through to the 4th, the moon is really at home. This is the 4th house. This is where your home and family are of great importance. And we've got this lovely connection between Venus and Pluto. On Tuesday the 2nd, Venus is just going into your 11th house and connecting to the 1st. To me, this is really helpful. It's really indicating that life is supporting you. It feels that there are people around you who are very sympathetic, empathic, and very much in alignment with who you are. And so it feels like your relationships are transforming you, from finding a similar vibration of people around you. It feels like you're nourishing yourself. And so I think, the Tuesday through to Thursday, the 4th, feels really quite cozy, quite helpful. And then on Thursday, the 4th, we've got the moon going into the sign of Gemini. And this is your 5th house. This is a place that's highly creative. It's about new relationships. It's about passion. It's also about children. It's also about conception, if that's something that you're looking to explore. So everything to do with the things that you've created that have come from your womb and come from your sort of deep core intentions, all of that is really sort of emphasized. Now, one of the things that catches my eye about this is between the 4th and the 5th, you'll notice that the sun over here in the 11th and the moon here in the 5th are also in a square to the north node in your 2nd house and also the south node in your 8th house. And so, yeah, there's this kind of grand square energy going on. And this is really highlighting the not an ongoing struggle necessarily, but something to consider about your journey, about what you're learning about. So the south node in the 8th house in the sign of Virgo is really speaking about a picture of what you've already accomplished, how you've already come to understand the people around you, maybe how you've healed your family dynamic, maybe how you've learned about what happens when family energy goes a bit difficult and how you move beyond it. It's also suggesting that maybe you've learned how to balance all the family money, come to terms with shared assets, and maybe you've been supported, maybe you've allowed yourself to be supported a little bit along the way. Right now, with the north node in the 2nd house, it really feels like it's important for you to branch out on your own and to get that strong feeling that you are your own creator, that you are feathering your own nest. It's not to say it can't go back into the overall pocket of the family, but to me, it just feels like it's important that you feel like you can create for yourself. That seems like an important thing for you to do. And so at the time of this full moon, you might also be feeling a bit of a pull between wanting to create for yourself and also being excited that you've got some people that you feel connected with. It might feel like there are people saying, hey, we've got a similar vision, let's kind of work together, and yet at the same time you've got some very strong personal goals that are coming up for you. I would absolutely actually err on the side of what you're learning to do. Now, is it that is there a way that you can build your own practice or build your own income from working collaboratively with people? Because if there is, I think that's helpful. But when it's coming out of your control and where it might be less favorable for you is where you're feeling that the group and your latest contacts are taking you back into the sharing, the co-creative home, the co-created wealth, almost like the community. I feel like the important thing is for you to know that you can do it on your own if you need to, and that even though you're related to people or working with people, creating similar visions with people, I think what you're learning right now is still to be able to cut free and feel like an independent cog within the overall scheme of things. And so anywhere where you're feeling pulled in and like your choice is being removed or reduced, I think that's going to cause you problems. So it's worth being aware of that. I think that theme will come up a little bit more over the next 2 weeks, because I'm already looking at the next week ahead as well. But yeah, just to mention it. Now, on the 5th, which is Friday, there's also Mars going into a trine with Chiron. So that's going from the 11th to the 3rd. Again, it's reminding you that you can take action within a group, and you can also feel like you're part of a community. And so even though there's all these questions going on, like where do I pitch myself? How do I do these things without losing myself might be another way of doing it. And of course, with Pluto in your 1st house as well, you absolutely don't want to lose yourself, because you're sort of realizing just the level of power that you've got to play with. So I do think there's a lot on your mind. Now, as we come to the end of the week, Saturday the 6th and into the 7th, the moon has come into your 6th house, which is very day to day. It's business as usual. So I do think you're going to be pottering around, next weekend. We've also got Mercury coming into an exact trine with Jupiter, and then also into an exact trine with Saturn, which feels like it's just setting off the rest of the week really beautifully. And with this, the urge to earn your own money, I think Saturday and Sunday, you're able to review your productivity, your progress. And actually, I think you've learned a lot about your ability to work and create your own business and create your own wealth and create your own stability. I think that's one of the things that you've been learning over the last season throughout autumn. To me, it feels like the more you've been kind to yourself, nourished yourself and forgiven yourself and allowed the sort of natural flow of intuition to persist, I actually think that's one of the things. It's like you've softened and relaxed, and all of a sudden things have gone so much easier. So I think at the end of the week, reflect on that, reflect on how you've brought ease into your professional life, because that is part of what's developing for you over the next few months and beyond. So I hope that's helpful for you, Aquarius. And if you like the intensity that I've gone into this chart with, and you'd like me to apply it to your own, then feel free to get in touch. Right now, I'm just meeting with people about a program that I'm running, the Astrological Mentorship for 2026, where I'm going to be working with selected individuals over a month by month basis, really using your chart. It could be you, for instance, like meeting up with somebody to explore your chart from all different angles and perspectives to help you achieve what it is that you're wanting to bring in for yourself over the next year ahead. So if that sounds like something you're interested in, or maybe you just want more forecasts for me, and maybe a nice community space. If so, then go to school.com/feelgoodastrology, where you'll find there are daily forecasts Monday to Friday, weekly forecasts about romance and also career. And also from 2026, there's going to be classes that you can also choose to join or not. So there's lots there, lots of support. Anyway, have a wonderful week ahead. Anything you're interested in, check out the links below and also on my channel page. But have a great week ahead and catch up with you real soon. Lots of love. Bye for now.